Adventures, a Ladybird book. Ginger's bedroom was a kennel in the garden by the wall, where he often lay a-dozing, waiting for his friend to call. Little Tommy, Ginger's neighbour, called for Ginger every day, took him out in wind and sunshine, out across the farm to play. Once, when Tommy didn't fetch him, Ginger turned his little head, saw his mother wasn't looking, said, "I'll visit Tom instead." Ginger saw the Quacky swimming on his way across the farm, ran along beside them barking, filled the Quackies with alarm. Tommy heard and came and tied him, saying, "That's a naughty game. Ginger mustn't bark at Quackies." Ginger hung his head in shame. Tommy, sorry, fetched a basin full of milk, said, "Never mind." Ginger loved him for his goodness. Tom was always very kind. One sad day there came a parting. Ginger was to go away, right away, to live in London, no more on the farm to play. Heavy-hearted, Tommy whispered, "Goodbye, Ginger, here's a bone." Off went Ginger to the station. Tom was left behind, alone. Ginger, lonely in the cage box, trembled as the train began, lay there whining, broken-hearted, in the gloomy luggage van. Sorrowfully in the garden, Tommy waved a last goodbye, and to the train upon its journey, clanking as it puffed by. Up in London, on the platform, Joan was waiting, dressed in red. Heard him whining, came and found him. "Hello, Ginger dear," she said. Then she fastened on the collar, took him out along the street. Ginger found it very different, thought, what funny dogs to meet. Ginger found his life in London very dull and much too good, sitting on a silken cushion like a little dog of wood. Ginger looked around for mischief, found Angelica one day, sitting quietly in a bedroom, thought he'd take her out to play. Took her by the arm and pulled her. Down slid Dolly to the floor. Then a sudden sound alarmed him. Joan stood staring at the door. Joan was very, very angry. Ginger thought he'd better go, dashing swiftly through the doorway. Ginger darted down below. Poor Angelica was carried, tumble-bumping down the stair, lost an arm, and in the scramble, Ginger left her lying there. Dashed by Mary, busy scrubbing by the bucket in the hall. Mary screamed, the pail went over. Ginger didn't care at all. Out he scampered through the garden, breaking flowers in his flight, while the angry cries behind him only added to his fright. Till at last he reached the tool shed, thought, it's very dark inside. Joan and Mary wouldn't find me. It's a splendid place to hide. So he crawled inside a basket, shivered thought of his disgrace. Mary came, alas, for Ginger. She had guessed the very place. Mary took him by the collar, saying sternly, "Come with me," dropped him in a box and added, "Stay in there, without your tea." Ginger longed for little Tommy, longed for days that used to be, where there were no dolls and cushions, where the hours were glad and free. Then the great idea struck him. Then he made his splendid plan. "I'll escape and go to Tommy." Out he leapt, and off he ran. Through the garden, through the railings, out into the busy street, through the city, through the country, onward went his flying feet. So at last came happy Ginger down the well-remembered lane. To the farmhouse Tommy hugged him. "You shall never go again." And so the friends remained together, friends forever and a day, going out in wind and sunshine, out across the farm to play.